If the Jets are going to make this a serious contest, they're going to have to make a stand sometime soon here. Clock moving with 13:05 to play in the fourth. The Broncos 50-50 between the run and the pass. Elway throws far side. Rod Smith out of bounds across the 30 to about the 32-33 yard line. 15-yard pickup. Bill Parcells has had his share of worries and a concern. Turnovers early on. Curtis Martin, the fumble, recovered by the Broncos. And then Keith Byers lost the ball. Then an errant kickoff was mishandled by the Jets, and then Alex Van Dyke losing it there. The hit by Atwater, the recover by Romanowski. Terrell Davis. First down yardage.
Well, the mark of a really good running football team. Look what Terrell Davis has done so far this year, including the playoffs. The highest ever in the NFL. But you know you can run the football when you can run it well. And that means in situations like this, right now, you want to run the ball. Of course, you want to score. You want to eat time. All those things. Now you'll see what the Denver Broncos, how good a running football team they are.
Down the stretch of this season and into the playoffs, we made it a habit of asking players, how do you feel? They say they're a little tired. That kind of rush total, it's no wonder Terrell Davis is a little winded. Elway throws, has his man over the middle at midfield. It's Ron Chamberlain, the tight end. Byron Chamberlain is a 17-yard pickup, and that's another Denver first down.
Probably the first time all day on a play-action pass that the New York Jets defense got out of position and left somebody uncovered. They gave up a long one. That's just because they went for the wrong guy. But this time they were fooled by the run fake. Byron Chamberlain coming across. Look at him. Nobody on him. John Elway sees him. He does a really good job of slowing down, not running the defense, and then catching the ball.
From the 45, Davis. And Brian Cox meets him head on at the line of scrimmage. No gain. What a turnaround by this Broncos team from the first half. Denver was shut out in the first half of a football game for the first time since September of 1993 in a game at Kansas City.
And as you watch Terrell Davis run that football, don't think he's going to fumble it. Because what did he tell us? He goes, I have a pre-snap routine. And there's two things I think of. Squeeze the ball hard and then run hard. And those two things, and that's one of the reasons why he puts two hands on it almost every single time when he runs into the tackles.
Play fake. Elway down the sideline. Incomplete. Rod Smith, the intended receiver. Otis Smith was there stride for stride.
Well, Greg, we talked about in the first half, the New York Jets usually make you throw the football in the middle of the field, but since the Broncos like that so much, they changed their coverages. They're making them throw it outside. The Broncos have done a good job of adjusting, trying to throw it down the field. A few plays early, they hit Rod Smith on the outcut. They figured it out. Mike Shanahan, he knows how to make a few adjustments and call different plays to give his offense the best chance to make plays.
8 or more yards to go. 1 out of 5 on third down conversions. Elway looks at one now. Steps up, rolling, and is pulled down behind the line of scrimmage. Another sack for the Jet defense. James Farrior comes up with it. That's the third of the day for the Jets.
When John Elway breaks the pocket, what do you think? Watch out.
Another running back on the field.
Well, that, and here comes the ball down the field, a big pass play, but the Jets have stayed with receivers and done a good job of covering them once John Elway breaks containment.
High snap. Ruin pulls it down and gets it away. Great job by the Denver punter. Look at the bounce he gets. Inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line. 42-yard punt, and Tom Ruin gets some well-deserved congratulations. 9:56 to play here in regulation.
going through this intersection.
What?
No, this guy
What's
came
wrong?
out of
Where are
nowhere,
you?
and I swear to avoid him.
Slow down. Are you all right?
What happened?
Dad, I'm really sorry about the car.
That doesn't matter. That's okay. Don't worry about that.
Your whole life can change in a second. So think about this. Ford Taurus is the only car in its class to earn a 5-star government front crash test rating.
He shook up, but he's fine.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Ford Taurus. Ford, built to last. United Airlines, rising as a daily commitment to making flying more civilized. United is rising. And by IBM, are you ready for e-business?
A gorgeous mile-high sunset in progress. The Jets starting from their own 6, 299 total yards for each team, but a 10-point difference on the scoreboard. Testaverde gonna go down the middle. It's blocked down. Blocked down on the way by John Mobley, number 51. We remind you tonight on 60 Minutes, what do many military wives have in common? They're victims of domestic violence running rampant on military bases. 60 Minutes tonight here on CBS, America's most watched network. Those of you tuning in looking for 60 Minutes, you're watching the AFC Championship game. And 60 Minutes will follow our post-game report. Second and 10. Testaverde, this side, complete. And that's enough for a first down to Dedrick Ward. We've always talked about the strength of Vinny Testaverde's arm. That's a pretty good throw.
Well, watch the Denver Broncos. They're going to double team the backside receiver. That time they had somebody looking for that deep end cut. But the New York Jets do a good job of changing up. And Dedrick Ward goes down, fakes in, breaks back out. Nobody there to cover him. They're expecting that backside in cut that they hit a couple times.
First down now from their own 20. Testaverde going to go down the sideline and way overthrowing his intended receiver, Dedrick Ward.
Early in the game, receivers were open for the New York Jets. In fact, there was more than one open every single play. But what has happened since you cannot run the football and there's no threat of running the football, it becomes easier for the secondary to cover. Greg Robinson's going, well, don't worry about the run. I'm just calling defenses that are going to stop the pass. And now what you're doing, safeties, they don't worry about coming up and stopping Curtis Martin. They're looking for receivers to hit over the middle.
Jets 12 carries for those 13 yards rushing. Testaverde has all kinds of time and now throws it out in the flat. Kyle Brady, and Brady to about the 28-yard line. Romanowski and Crockett there to make the tackle. It'll be about 2 yards for a first down.
When you catch passes like that, know where you're at on the football field. Try to get the first down, because the Jets, they've shown these third down situations. They've missed a couple short ones today, and it's probably still too early in the game to go for it on fourth down.
CBS first down line shows you how far the Jets have to go. 0 for 1 in this situation. Martin is not going to get there.
They could go for this. 8:26 to go. You're 2 scores down. Nope, Bill Parcells
Sends his punting unit onto the field.
That's why those catches, when the receivers are getting them out in the flats, it's important to go forward and get that extra yard. Keyshawn Johnson did it early in the game. Kyle Brady did this past time.
Darian Gordon is deep. Good kick by John Kidd. Gordon from the 18. Trying to escape tacklers and can't do it. He's back inside his own 20-yard line. James Ferrier down there for the tackle. 53-yard punt and no return. 7:46. Guess what? John Elway back on the field.
You guys are in here again? I can't believe this. You're always in here nursing your injuries. I have never seen such a group of cream puffs in my life. This is football! I need guys that can play!
Man, I thought he'd never leave.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
Hot dog, anyone?
Rising is astonishing. Rising is imagination. Rising is borderless and big. Rising is go. Rising is unstoppable. Rising is performance. Rising is leading the way. United is working to make air travel everything you want it to be. United is rising.
CBS presents a new dramatic series about a family of cops who love to live life on the edge.
If you're not focused on your job,
Real dangerous out there.
you pass that test.
Turks. Series premiere CBS Thursday.
Along with Phil Simms, Armin Katayan, Bonnie Bernstein, Greg Gumbel back at Mile High Stadium. 60 minutes to follow this AFC Championship game and the post-game report. The whistles blow. This will not count. Although Davis takes the takedown anyway.
It's a two-possession game now.
Before the snap, false start, offense number 80, 5-yard penalty, is still first down.
That's Rod Smith, the wide receiver.
Well, he saw the blitz by Otis Smith, and it scared him, trying to block him or whatever, so it made him move before the snap. But we're down to a two-possession game. That's why Bill Parcells probably hesitated before he punted the football, because now he knows at best we're going to get two more chances. We'll have to score on both to get a chance to win or tie the game.
Davis held up at the 15-yard line. Terrell Davis has been every bit a workhorse.
Well, he has, and he has been the last couple years really kind of helping out John Elway. He has prolonged John Elway's career in the fact that Elway has been more productive, and it's been easier for him the last couple years because they have such a well-rounded offense. Terrell running, and then when it calls for him to throw, they're able to protect him a little longer, make it easier on him.
It has been pretty well accepted here in Denver that this is Elway's last go-round. Talk about a rushing game. The Broncos, do you have that? Elway to throw. With time. Chamberlain. Pickup of 10 on the play. Getting back to John Elway, you know, you'd sit there and you talk with him as we did on Friday, and he's very relaxed. He's had himself another terrific season. You get the feeling that he could go on if he chose to do so.
I don't. I really don't get that feeling. I know he's relaxed. I think a lot of the reasons why.
I'm talking physically.
Physically, no. You know, I think last year I said he could. Right now, I think he's taken a lot of punishment. I can see it in his body. I hear it in his words. It's been a long career. He plays hard, throwing it, running it, and it is time for him to get out.
Elway waits for McCaffrey to make his break outside and hits it across the 35, and that'll be another first down for the Broncos.
But Greg, when we're talking about John Elway, that's what I sense in him. Just the relief that it's coming to an end. He knows it. Of course, he looks forward to these games, but finally he can kind of let down and just really enjoy what's happening and not worry about next week, this offseason. Well, will I come back? All those things. He knows this is going to be it.
All right, well then let me take you back to a statement you made earlier this season where you said, you know, if you're quarterbacking a Mike Shanahan offense, you can just about play forever.
Well, you're right. I did say that, but he has taken some hits.
Davis, make it Derek Lavelle. Derek Lavelle in the game now and running the football.
What has changed? He's taken some injuries. Doesn't come back like he used to, but look at all these numbers from Elway. Second in completion, second in yards, third
in touchdown passes, and then 148 career wins.
Yeah, the most important thing leads that win department. But talking about, we were talking, I asked John Elway that. A quarterback usually dies inside before outside. You just get tired of the grind, tired of preparing, worrying about the wins and losses.
Down the side, McCaffrey incomplete. He was in hand-to-hand combat with Marcus Coleman.
But you get tired of it, just the mental grind, and so you finally just say, I can't take any more. Watch Ed McCaffrey singled up on the outside. 6'5". This is what they like to do. Look at the hand fighting going on, but the wind just takes the ball too far.
Ed McCaffrey, former teammate of yours.
Yeah, Big Ed.
In fact, we talked with Bill Parcells last night. He said, yeah, you drafted him. And Bill said, yes, but I wasn't around to see him play.
Well, he was a good player for the New York Giants. Most people didn't want him to go. He's turned out to be a terrific player for the Broncos.
Third down. Elway pulls it down, buys himself some time, and throws it away. And so the Jets will get a chance to get the ball back now with just over 5 minutes to play in regulation, and they trail by 10. There's another ex-teammate of yours.
Jumbo Elliott, left tackle for the Jets.
Why is everybody still playing and you're not?
Well, that's a good question. Lack of talent. Of course, I'm old enough to be Jumbo's daddy. That might have something to do with it too, Smarty.
Dave Meggett is deep. End over end, bounces at the 25. Meggett will stay away from this one. It takes a Bronco bounce inside the 15 to the 12 or 13-yard line, and the Jets will start deep in their own end territory again with 4:51 to play.
Good morning. I'd like to cash in my miles for 1 ticket to Paris, France.
I'm sorry, sir. Your miles have expired.
I've been charging on my Visa card for years to earn this trip, and now I'm gonna have to pay for the ticket. It happens. Paris.
Visa says you're over your limit.
Visa, it's everywhere you want to be. Oh, Paris, if I told you what I've been through. I need a doctor. Je suis un espion.
Espion?
Espion! Espion! But Visa, can you at least help me find the doctor? How about a lawyer?
Visa says they're everywhere, but American Express helps you with just about everything. So you can always do more.
I do not get French fashion.
What is the value of victory? What makes success so sweet? At American General, we help over 12 million people every day live the lives they've imagined. With retirement services, life insurance, consumer loans, and whether they have big dreams or little dreams, the real victory is seeing their dreams come true. American General Financial Group. Live the life you've imagined.
Can one woman save one man's soul?
I'm gonna die.
Susan Sarandon and Sean Penn.
Dead man walking.
Dead Man Walking. CBS tonight.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Bud Light. Make it a Bud Light. And by American Express. American Express helps you do more.
The terrific coverage of today's game from the air is provided by Southwest Airlines, and it has been spectacular. 4:51 to play in regulation. Jets start from their own 13-yard line. Testaverde down the middle, receiver fell down, intercepted. Darian Gordon, the 20. And that may just wrap things up for the Denver Broncos.
Wayne Corbett was the receiver going down the middle. He slips and falls, it looks like, as he's trying to make the cut. Number 80, little fake outside, going inside. Vinny Testaverde anticipating the throw, does not seem fall down. Watch as he looks down the field. Wayne Corbett would have been right there, except he fell down.
Gordon was the leader for the Broncos with 4 interceptions this year.
Now the Jet defense once again must come through. They got to try to stop them, make them kick a field goal so 2 touchdowns can still win you the game.
Terrell Davis, not much there.
Now the
Clock
Jets
moves now under 4.5 minutes to play.
What you got to do, manage the clock. You got to decide when you're going to call these timeouts. Of course, Denver's going to run it all the way down. The New York Jets, all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. So there still is time.
Davis dancing to about the 15-yard line. And a timeout is called. That would be the first of the 3 that the Jets have, and it stops the clock with 3:47 to play here in the 4th quarter.
Well, Greg, we know the conditions have been tough for both teams, so that really talks about why it's been a lower scoring game. But also, we got to give credit to both sides. Both defenses they've come out and played tough, taken away the things the other offense likes to do, and both defenses have done a good job of tackling and hitting.
Meanwhile, a look at John Elway on the sideline. There you see Vinny Testaverde, but for John Elway and for these fans here at Mile High Stadium, this is truly the end of just a terrific era in the National Football League.
What a run. I mean, there's always going to be arguments about John Elway. Is he the greatest to ever play? Put him up there with a few other quarterbacks. Of course, one of them is Dan Marino, but physically, I think the best it's ever played when it comes to throwing and running and applying it to the football field.
The toss to Davis, tripped up, and he barely gets back. In fact, he lost a yard on the play, so Jason Elam will come onto the field. But Elway, I mean, is there a sane man with a vote who would not cast a first-round ballot for John Elway when he becomes eligible for the Hall of Fame?
Well, I hope not. Sometimes that voting's a little funny. You never know. But he's going in. It's just a question, will everybody vote for him, or will somebody hold out?
Meanwhile, the Jets burn their second timeout and stop the clock with 3:44 to play.
After watching this game, something that just popped in my mind that Mike Shanahan told us. To win the Super Bowl, the 3 things you got to do. Run the football, have a good, solid quarterback, and you got to play solid defense. The Broncos have shown that today. The Jets, no running game. That's been the difference.
Elam from 35 yards out is good. Elam has been good from 44, 48, and now 35 yards. And the Broncos' lead increases. We want to remind you tonight on CBS, what do many military wives have in common? They're victims of domestic violence running rampant on military bases. 60 Minutes tonight, followed by Touched by an Angel, and then Academy Award winner Susan Sarandon and Sean Penn star in the CBS Sunday night movie Dead Man Walking. That's coming up tonight on CBS, America's most watched network, following the conclusion of this game and our post-game report. Stay tuned. Jim Nantz and company. Jim's got enough for a football team over there all by himself.
Well, I had the chance yesterday. All of them around in the field, throwing the football around and running and that. They deserve to retire. They did the right thing. Couldn't catch, couldn't run.
Anyone in particular?
Well, just I don't want to pick them out.
No.
Brent Jones comes to mind, but But the Jets, what they have to do, get this football. They have 4 downs to pick up first downs, keep it moving. You still have 1 timeout, the 2-minute warning, and then you try to onside kick if you score to get that last possession and try to tie the game or try to win the game.
Short kick picked off and returned across the 40-yard line by Bobby Hamilton, a third-year D lineman out of Southern Mississippi. 3 minutes 32 seconds from Miami. That's what the Denver Broncos are looking. Meanwhile, Vinny Testaverde, who has had such an outstanding season as the quarterback for the New York Jets.
And he came through today. Look at the numbers there. He has thrown the football extremely well. He's made good decisions. Wayne Corbett fell down in the interception, but he gave his team a chance every time the opportunity was there to make the plays.
Far side, too short, incomplete, intended for Alex Van Dyke.
But Greg, we have said it, with no running game, all of a sudden it's amazing, isn't it, how good these defensive backs are getting, how they're covering better, how the pass rushers now, the defensive lineman can get to the quarterback.
And by the way, you just saw a shot there of Bill Parcells. Keep in mind, 2 seasons ago, these New York Jets were 1-15. That is a remarkable turnaround in anyone's book. 2nd and 10. This side, complete. Keyshawn Johnson out of bounds inside the 45. That's a first down for the Jets. 15 yards on the play. An AFC Championship fact. The Jets, with just 14 yards today, are about to set a record that they would rather not.
Unless Vinny Testaverde takes off on a big scramble, which I doubt. He's looking for passing yards down the field.
Jets with 1 timeout and 3:22 on the clock. Screen. Megan pulled down. A pickup of about 2 on the play.
All everybody talked about before this playoffs, before they started, does Denver have a defense? Always when a team has great success, we heard it with Minnesota, the same with the Broncos, you got to pick out the weak spot, you pick on it. Was their defense good enough to get them through it?
Testaverde over the middle, popped into the air, picked off. Darian Gordon, midfield, 45. And penalty markers fly in the middle of that pile.
And Greg, what we have seen, this defense is good enough. It's proved it last week against Miami, this week against the Jets. They can not only keep you from scoring, they can stop some of your strong points.
Well, Bill Parcells told us last night, you can play defense with an attitude when you have an offense that...
over. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 62, 15-yard penalty. First down.
That penalty is on Todd Berger, but you can play defense with an attitude when you have an offense like the Denver Broncos.
And the Denver Broncos, they have a little attitude on defense. They play hard. They're very self-conscious. All the players push each other, and it's all reflected on the way they play the game. In fact, one coach even said, when you come out to play the Broncos, you look at the stats, you go, they're not that good, this defense. Then when you get here, the first thing you realize is that the defense plays at a frantic pace. You just can't, it's a little unorthodox too, but they act like they're 14 points or 17 points ahead, and they have no worries the way they play defense.
Darian Gordon is still on his back at the 45-yard line. It appeared to be not on the return, but the victim of a hit after the play was over.
Yeah, Todd Berger, after the play was over, delivered a big hit on Darian Gordon, and I saw him just go over and sit down. It looked like to me Todd Berger went in and butted heads, and Darian Gordon was not even looking at him when he got hit.
Let's take another look.
Well, he gets up. Matt O'Dwyer, they get a little fight going on. There's Todd Berger coming in, so he hits him from the back.
And Gordon, his leg's still fine so far.
Yeah, I couldn't see where he got hurt.
But he is being helped off the field. Meanwhile, until today, Vinny Testaverde had not once this season had a game in which he threw more than 1 interception.
A lot of people will point to that too, Greg, and they'll be wrong when you look at that statistic. He did the right thing. They're down 10 points. They're down 13. You got to take a chance. You got to give your team a chance to win. So you throw it down in there, and you hope that that one of your guys can come up with a big play. The Broncos did it.
6 turnovers in a playoff game will not get you a victory.
And only down 13 after 6 turnovers.
Davis Ducks inside the 30-yard line. And the Jets call a timeout to stop the clock with 2:42 to play. That is their final timeout. Question now is, will Mike Shanahan send in Bubby Brister or Brian Griese and let John Elway walk off to the cheers of a packed Mile High Stadium?
He will, but only when this game is secure completely, and it's not. They still got to kick this field goal. Greg, so many times it happens. I'll give you a good example. Last year, the New York Giants against the Minnesota Vikings in the playoffs, they had them beat. The Vikings score late, the onside kick, they recovered, they score again, the Giants lose. So always play it, don't leave anything for chance, play it till the end. But yes, Mike Shanahan would love to take out John Elway and let the crowd salute him one more time.
And you know, over the course of the season, we think we've heard some noise here at Mile High. It may not even begin to compare with what we would hear saluting John Elway as he walks off the field. Davis. And the Jets cannot stop the clock. And Elway takes the walk over here.
He's walking towards Mike Shanahan. We asked Mike Shanahan yesterday, what will your emotions be when John Elway walks over and for the last time in Mile High Stadium with you? And he goes, hey, that's going to be pretty emotional for me too, because this guy, both of them together, have given the Denver Broncos 4 really good years.
The Elway-Shanahan relationship has been very unique and unlike any in coach quarterback history. 2 minutes to play in the AFC Championship game. Denver on their way to Miami.
Welcome to the big game, rookie. Let's get it on. Come on, baby. Let's go. This is my house. My house. Now let's see what you got.
There's a tough new face in the NFL.
Is that all you got, rookie?
Businesses trust us to deliver more packages than ever in 2 to 3 days. Priority Mail.
Businesses trust us to deliver more packages than ever to every address and post office box in the U.S. Priority Mail.
Businesses trust us to deliver more packages than ever for a very low price. Just $3.20. Priority Mail.
So, what's your priority?
Who are these people? They go to the strangest places, work in the tightest quarters, and gladly keep the oddest hours. Who are they? Forever probing and prodding, digging, exploring. Who are these people? They are Texaco, and what they do is find the energy the world needs to keep on running. Texaco, a world of energy.
There's a tough new face in the NFL.
When the neighbor's dog won't stop barking, it's Doug to the rescue. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! An all-new King of Queens, CBS Monday.
The honcho, the man in charge of the Denver Broncos, Pat Bowlen, with a bit of a smile on the sideline. And why not, as his Broncos are headed back to the Super Bowl.
Now, I noticed something here. It's a little different. I always thought Pat Bowlen always wore an orange tie, but I think, you know what has happened, the jerseys, it looks like they've changed the color of the jersey just a little. It looks like his tie changed too. Oh. You know, you got to be flexible.
Sure.
So he's shown that he is.
3rd and 7 for Elway and the Broncos. Davis looking for running room, doesn't have it. Pick up of a yard on the play. And tempers flare a bit.
Well, the last thing the Jets need to do is get another 15-yarder. And now I want to see what the Broncos are going to do. They'll run the clock down, I'm sure, to 1 second.
Clock continues to move, 1.5 minutes to play in regulation.
But I would think they want to kick the field goal to go up 16 points. Elway's going to walk over, wait till it gets down to 1 and call a timeout.
And that's exactly what happens. He stops the clock with 1:15 to play.
Greg, you were talking about it earlier, the relationship, and I even said it to Mike Shanahan. Never, and Mike, I said, you might coach another 15 years or 20 or whatever. You will never have a relationship with a player or a quarterback like you've had with John Elway. He goes, absolutely no way. Because they were friends when he was the offensive coordinator and quarterback coach here before he went away to the San Francisco 49ers. He came back as the head coach. But the way why they can't happen again is because your quarterback has to have great talent, which John Elway has, and he knows no matter what happens that nobody can come in here and take John's job away from him.
John's numbers on the day, not his best performance, but he came out in the second half and turned this offense around when it needed it the most. Fourth and 6. Throw, and he'll lob to the end zone. McCaffrey, and he overthrew him. Would that be amazing if that is John Elway's last pass at Mile High Stadium?
Well, the Denver Broncos were not even going to take the chance of having a field goal blocked, so they do. They throw the ball into the end zone.
Here come the cheers for John Elway. I think John will admit he had him.
Well, hey, look, it's his last game. You think, oh, he'd be set. He's only worried about one thing. I had him open, and I missed him. And he's not going to forget that play either.
1:09, and the Jets can't stop the clock. Jets had a 10-0 lead early in the third quarter. Denver then scored 23 straight. Testaverde throws behind his man. It is incomplete. How about this? Denver headed to Miami to play the Atlanta Falcons, coached by Dan Reeves, who coached the Broncos from 1981 to 1992. He was 3 times the NFL Coach of the Year and took the Broncos to 3 Super Bowls himself.
Well, I think we might just hear a little bit about that this next 2 weeks, and we'll hear about a lot of things. Dan Reeves couldn't win it here with the Denver Broncos. Can he do it with the Atlanta Falcons against his old team?
Testaverde over the middle has Corbett, and Corbett down across the 35.
And of course the big story will be John Elway and Dan Reeves' relationship. A lot of people thought that Elway said, you got to get him out of here. I got to have another coach, things like that. So we'll be hearing that for 2 straight weeks.
Another pass over the middle, and that is enough for a first down for the Jets as we come up on the final half minute.
But Greg,
of this AFC Championship game.
I'm sorry, what we have seen though, the Broncos are a well-rounded team, special teams. They run it, they can throw it, and their defense can play with speed and be aggressive and make the plays.
We're about to get a mile-high salute of the first order.
And Mike Shanahan's about ready to get wet.
Testaverde throws, incomplete. It's all over. The Broncos repeat as AFC champions, and they'll return to the Super Bowl. John Elway will become the first quarterback ever to start at that position in 5 Super Bowls. And he's making a mad dash for a corner of the end zone.
Well, he's going to take one last lap around this stadium. 16 years. Not many careers, well, not any, have done what John Elway has done at one place.
You know, greatness is more than just a performance on the field, too. This man has become an integral part of this Denver community and will be for a long time. For Phil Simms, Armin Katayan, and Bonnie Bernstein, I'm Greg Gumbel. That's a wrap from Mile High Stadium. Once again, our final score, Denver 23 and the New York Jets 10. Stay tuned now for the American General postgame show. Jim Nantz, Marcus Allen, Craig James, Brent Jones, Randy Cross will have the awarding of the AFC Championship trophy, and we will hear from Dan Reeves himself from the NFC Championship game. All of that is coming up shortly. John Elway getting all the platitudes and congratulations he so richly deserves as he winds up a sterling NFL career here at Mile High Stadium in Denver. And what a way to wrap it up. He's bringing the Broncos back to the Super Bowl. All coming up right after these messages. You've been watching the NFL on CBS.
The Tax Time Blues. Four- and five-star tax-free bond funds from American Century. Just call. Thank you.
1-800-321-3219.
My dad taught me what it means to be a true fan. What it means to come out and give 110%. Right, Dad? Yeah! I'm more the quiet type. Oh, yeah! Well, the cold doesn't bother me so much. It's the chili dogs. Oh, that's why I bring out the Rolaids.
Rolaids starts to neutralize acid in less than 10 seconds, getting you back on your game fast.
It's just like Grandpa always says. You gotta be your best out here.
Rolaids. R-O-L-A-I-D-S. Spells relief.
Mom doesn't make it out to the games. I don't know why.
The truck is here. Introducing the new Silverado. It's bigger. It's more powerful. It's the truck from Chevrolet.
The address is CVS.
You can't see anything in a car. You can't see past the guardrails in a car. That's why we don't make tiny little cars.
Look, Mommy, a tugboat.
Really? In the water?
Yeah.
In fact, we don't make cars, period.
Mommy, birds.
Wow.
We prefer the view from the look outside and see the world as Suzu Trooper.
Look, Bob, a space shuttle.
Because you never know what you might miss in a car.
That was interesting.
The all-new Volkswagen Jetta. Sometimes everything just comes together.
The American General postgame show is sponsored by the American General Financial Group. Live the life you've imagined.
Back at Mile High Stadium in Denver, welcome to the American General post-game show. The Denver Broncos repeat as AFC champions with a 23-10 win over the New York Jets. For the festivities and the ceremony on field, let's go down to Jim Nantz. Jim.
Greg Gumbel, thank you. It has been an unbelievable day here at Mile High Stadium. These fans are just tremendous, and it's time to present the Lamar Hunt Trophy to the Denver Broncos. Harold Henderson is the Executive Vice President of the National Football League.
Pat, on behalf of the American Football Conference, it gives me great pleasure to present the Lamar Hunt Trophy, awarded annually to the AFC Championship team, to you, Coach Mike Shanahan, all the great Broncos players, and the Broncos fans everywhere. It was a tremendous game, another come-from-behind victory led by the great John Elway. We wish the best of luck to the Broncos as they meet the Atlanta Falcons in Miami in Super Bowl 33 2 weeks from today. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Henderson. Mr. Bolin, I know that trophy feels awful good right now, the Lamar Hunt Trophy. And the Denver Broncos become the first AFC franchise to go to a Super Bowl 6 times.
And a lot of that's due to these people right out here. You know, when we go to Miami and we hopefully get the next trophy, it'll be for all these fans because they're the greatest.
Congratulations. Coach Shanahan, for the first time in your career here at Denver, you were shut out at halftime, but you made some remarkable adjustments in the second half. Tell us about it.
No, first of all, we beat a heck of a football team today. Very well coached. They played hard for 60 minutes. Our players stepped up. They made the plays. They're the ones right there. Look at them. Fantastic job, guys. And thank you, fans.
What turned it around for the Broncos? It seemed like the block punt was almost a wake-up call for your team. What was it?
Well, we had that win in the third quarter, which was to our advantage. And this team all the time, anytime we've been down, they've stepped up with adversity, and that's what they did tonight.
Mike, what about winning one more time here for John Elway? How much was that talked about in the locker room and on the sidelines?
Well, you know, it wasn't talked about a whole lot. But what has he meant to this organization, this town? 16 years, and we still haven't accomplished what we set out, but it's sure a good start.
You're going to hear this a lot in the next 2 weeks. You're going to be going against Dan Reeves, your former boss, in the Super Bowl, and it's a matter of public record. You were his former assistant, and it was a stormy relationship in the end, but what about going against Dan Reeves in the Super Bowl?
Well, I'll be honest with you, at times we were best friends. You know, he's just done an incredible job in Atlanta. Well coached, you're playing hard. It's going to be a great game. We're just happy to be there.
Mike, terrific job once more. Mike Shanahan going back to the Super Bowl. Let me bring in Terrell Davis. What turned it around here, Terrell?
I don't know. I think the team just came in and everybody made their mind up that, you know, get together, everybody come together and just try to pull and do the things that we've been doing all year to win this game.
How about this guy to your left right now? How about winning one for John Elway today? What did that mean to this team?
It meant a lot. We didn't want John to go out on the sour note, so everybody pulled together, and it was special for him, so I'm happy for him.
All right. Well, what about the Atlanta Falcons?
Well, right now I'm just going to rest and enjoy this and then look at the film maybe sometime this week.
All right. John Elway. Hey, this is what you came back for. This is what it was all about. How satisfying is it right now for you, John?
Unbelievable. I mean, to come back and have the year that we had and to be able to play it here today and get the win, what a great feeling. And we're really looking forward to going back. And instead of winning this next one for me, we're going to win it for everybody here.
You will become the first quarterback to ever start in a Super Bowl 5 times. What does that mean to you?
Well, I mean, that just tells you so much about this organization and the fans and everything we're all about. And I'm just thrilled to death to be going back. And we know we're going to be facing a tough football team, so we're going to have to play better than we did today.
Was this your last game at Mile High Stadium?
I can't tell you that yet, but I tell you what, we're going to go out and try to win the next one.
How about one last message? If it is, in fact, your last time in a Denver uniform here at Mile High, how about one last message for all your fans here and around the country?
I love you!
Greg Gumbel, back to you.
The Denver Broncos snapped a 13-game NFC winning streak in the Super Bowl last year. They're looking to win 2 straight for the AFC. More on the American General postgame report in a moment.
What do you want out of life? What do you imagine it to be? We're American General Financial Group, helping over 12 million people live the life they've imagined. With retirement plans, life insurance, and consumer loans. American General Financial Group. Live the life you've imagined.
Hi, Tom Bodette. Well, this is what I looked like back when I was new. And this is a new room at Motel 6. When I was new, a new room at Motel 6. Cute, huh? I'm Tom Bodette, and we'll leave the light on for you.
We know you love our food at Boston Market, but have you tried our new a la carte prices? Like a whole chicken or meatloaf for just $5.99, about a pound of ham or turkey just $6.99, and sides starting at 99 cents, and add a 2-liter Coke to go. So take Boston Market home tonight.
Are you ready for Super Bowl 33? Now, bring the game home with the official NFL Super Bowl in a box. It's packed with t-shirt, hat, official program, and much more. An incredible collection of Super Bowl memorabilia for the ultimate Super Bowl party. Guaranteed delivery before Super Sunday. Over $80 worth of stuff for only 2 easy payments of $24.95. And you get a free gift, the Road to the Super Bowl video. It's not a party without Super Bowl in a box. Call 1-800-SUPER-BOWL now.
The American General postgame show is sponsored by the American General Financial Group. Live the life you've imagined.
Back at Mile High Stadium, and an emotional John Elway hoisting the Lamar Hunt Trophy, taking a victory lap around Mile High, and a bit exhausted from the entire afternoon, I'm sure. 60 Minutes is coming up next year on CBS. The Broncos were down 10-0 here, folks. They go on, though, to a 23-10 win over the Jets, and now it's all set for Miami, Atlanta, and Denver. Let's go down now to Bonnie Bernstein, standing by with Bill Parcells.
Bill, you had the Broncos scoreless at the half. Where did things start to unravel for you?
Well, I think the combination of turning the ball over 3 times across midfield, which limited our scoring opportunities. You know, I think if we could have put a little more distance between us, might have pressurized them where they, you know, might have had to get away from some things. And then we had some special teams mistakes as well. So those 2 aspects of the game, I think, were really wound up hurting us.
If you think about it, just 2 seasons ago, your team was 1-15. What was your message to the team in the locker room after having this kind of a season?
Well, you can't pick up where you get left off, where you left off this year. You got to start where you started.
You've won 2 Super Bowls. There's been some talk about perhaps when you're going to retire. Are you back next year?
Yep.
He says he'll be back. A distraught Bill Parcells. Let's not forget, though, just 2 seasons ago when he took over, they had been 1-15. We'll be right back to Denver.
Hi, I'm Doug Flutie, pro football player and father of an autistic child. A lot of people buy Flutie Flakes because a portion of the proceeds go to help autistic children. But there's another way you can help. Dial 1010-220 when you call long distance. You can talk up to 20 minutes for only 99 cents.
And every time you use it, a donation will be made to the Doug Flutie Jr. Foundation.
So dial 1010-220, talk up to 20 minutes for only 99 cents, and help some great kids at the same time. It's a win-win situation. I wish football was this easy.
We know you love our food at Boston Market, but have you tried our new a la carte prices? Like a whole chicken or meatloaf for just $5.99, about a pound of ham or turkey just $6.99, and sides starting at 99 cents, and add a 2-liter Coke to go. So take Boston Market home tonight.
Boy, you're sweating like crazy. You got TV cameras all over you.
We asked the hottest pros under the sun to switch antiperspirants.
Invisible solid? What's that?
Degree Invisible Solid is body heat activated with a clear difference.
Right there. See, there's no white stuff.
Degree works hard but never shows.
You gotta be cool.
I'm a CEO. I'm an engineer.
I'm a student.
We needed a server-based network. Powerful workstations.
A notebook with DVD.
For 16,000 people. But what I wanted...
What I needed.
I couldn't find. Then Dell came to see me.
So I called Dell.
I went to Dell on the internet.
And they built it. And they built it.
Just for me.
Just for us.
And amazingly enough...
This direct way. Actually costs less.
Actually costs less.
That's genius.
Be direct. Dell. Dell computers use Intel Pentium 2 processors.
What is the value of victory? What makes success so sweet? At American General, we help over 12 million people every day live the lives they've imagined. With retirement services, life insurance, consumer loans, and whether they have big dreams or little dreams, the real victory is seeing their dreams come true. American General Financial Group. Live the life you've imagined.
Welcome back to Denver. One of the great smiles, one of the great men in sports, John Elway, Well, his dream is going to be answered. He's going back to the Super Bowl. Broncos with a chance to defend down in Miami against the Atlanta Falcons. And folks, they've already established the Broncos as 8.5-point favorites. Would like to apologize to Dan Reeves. We were hoping to hear from the Atlanta Falcons coach, but due to the lateness of this game here tonight, we're not going to have a chance to visit with Coach Reeves. But what a day this has been at Mile High Stadium. We began almost 6 hours ago when John Elway trotted onto the field in the glare of the bright sun to seek one more championship in front of the fans who adored him now for the past 16 seasons. As night descended upon the Rockies, Bill Parcells' Jets were grounded by a Denver team that dominated the third quarter, scoring 20 points in a 10-minute stretch. Now John Elway has at least one more football game to play in Miami against Atlanta in Super Bowl 33. It has also been a long journey for our team at CBS Sports, waiting 5 years to return to the NFL, and how sweet it is to be back in the league. This has been quite a season, and on behalf of all of us here at CBS Sports, we thank you for sharing it with us. I'm Jim Nance. Good night from Denver, Colorado.